Hello, and Randy. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Pallegney, France. And apologize, Evan, but I have been sick here again the last few days. I think I only missed one episode, I think. But, oh my, yes, have not been feeling the greatest, shall we say. I've been spending a little bit too much time in the bathroom, shall we say. So that's the kind of sickness I've had, and I will leave it at that, and you folks can go from there. So, yeah, anyway. We are back here again. We're going to be planting some sunflowers here this episode, and I got to remember here, which one is it? This one under here is the planter? I think it is. Yes. We got to disconnect the planter here. All right, let me rephrase this. We got to disconnect the seeder here and get the planter. The terminology here of the game is seeders do grains. Basically, grains, barley, wheat, oats. Your crops that you're going to plant fairly close together. Like I said, again, typically your grains and stuff like that, right? And this, we need the planter. Planters be for your row crops, so corn, which also includes soybeans this time around, which I find kind of annoying that the seeder can no longer plant soybeans, because real life, I mean, usually seeders, planters, either one do soybeans. Soybeans are not as picky on their rows as, say, corn or... Not sure what sunflowers are like, but I know corn is definitely one of those crops that is very picky as far as just like everything, right? Okay, let's fold back up here. Transformer in disguise here pretty much for this machine, right? And speaking of planting here, I was kind of looking like, oh boy, what... definitely doing the big field here. That's right behind us. Actually, in front of us at the moment, I guess, the direction we're facing. Definitely planning on putting corn in this field, Evan. And then I'm thinking 47. I think we're going to make our sunflower field. That is my plan here at this point. Again, keep in mind, everything we're doing here is pretty much for the pigs at this point. I know, pigs are mean pigs. Can you believe it? So we're going to head up there and, yeah, start planting some sunflowers. Let's switch this over here. Sunflowers. There we go. Once we're over there, we'll be ready to go. That field should be ready to be planted here as well. I think I plowed and limed and fertilized every single field here. Oh, you know what? Except for one. I did miss. That's right. I missed 36. I plowed it before I fertilized it. And I'm like, crap. Which, again, as a reminder for those who may be a little bit newer to the game, you can't fertilize and then plant straight on top of that fertilizer with a planter that fertilizes. Now, you might be thinking, well, I got the Nexat here. This Nexat has a cultivator on the front of it. I should be able to do that, right? No. One would think, and if Giants had actually probably set this up in a way so that the cultivator is separate from the seeder, it probably would. But I believe Giants has done some sort of tomfoolery here. In fact, I don't know if this cultivator, to be honest, even does anything. You know what I should do? I should disconnect the seeder from under here, see what it does. Then it probably does cultivate. I'd be curious to see what the code looks like on this. I haven't, actually, you know what? Being a DLC, I don't think I can look up the code for this. But with the whole apparatus connected here to cultivator and I keep calling it cedar planter, whichever one, doesn't really matter. Both of them do the same thing here. But with the cedar planter connected, this cultivator also plants. I think was it last episode we were all looking at that. So yes. That is why putting down fertilizer and then coming back behind that with this does not work. Again, you would almost think it would because, well, general rule in the game, everyone, is you need to have something in between your fertilizer applications. Whether that's plowing, cultivating, some sort of other tillage. No, that's right. I was going to look at combining these fields too, wasn't I? I just realized that. It's been a long few days, everyone, so... I think that would be, might still be a good idea yet, because 46. And then I can combine 45, 44, 43 here, maybe. Just looking at fields, Evan. Looking at fields, because like I said, we need more crops here, I think. What is on? Looks like something is on 46 here already. That is canola. That canola is ready, getting ready to harvest. Getting close, okay. I think we're going to stick on my plan for now, but we're going to plant sunflowers on here. We'll go from there. I'm going to back down to this corner. We'll start in this corner down here. Reminder, this is one of the new fields we bought last fall. Wasn't necessarily planning on keeping all these fields, everyone, but again, as you've seen from the... put on brakes. Good thing it just goes right down there. I should probably pull forward a little bit, otherwise when it folds out, it might get in the way. As you've seen from us feeding the animals here, everyone, like, we're running out of feed already. Like, we're in the month of March here already, everyone. We've got, what do we got? How many months we got to go here yet? Cause calendar. So corn. Where's corn? Corn right there. So actually, yeah, we can't even plant corn yet. But come April, then we're gonna have to go all the way till October. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 more months. If I include March, we got 8. 7, 8 more months yet, everyone, before we're gonna get any more corn. Like, we're almost out already. So I need like 4 times the amount of corn we had last fall. One thing we're going to be doing is obviously I got a bigger field here. So this field's probably about twice as big as it was last time. We had 47 last time. Now I'm putting sunflowers in it this time. But yeah, we definitely, excuse me, need more corn. 48, oh, that's our hay field. Yeah, I don't want to get too far out from the farm, everyone. But if we're going to feed our pigs from our own food, we need more food. Okay, let's get some steering assist set up here. Steering assist. Bump that back down to 13 meters. Reminder again, GPS does not have the right width set for that. Don't even get me started. Let's start planting. Ooh, that's going to be a little close on this edge here, aren't we? As a reminder again here with the next app machine, everyone. At least I found, oh yeah, even this first pass is going to be a little bit brutal because I can't even get that close here with this, can I? There we go. I was about to say there before we got stuck on this side. Definitely want to go around with your cab to the inside of the field here on the first pass, because anything that's along the edge, you'll get stuck on here. Even with this part, which is obviously narrower than the cab side, we were still getting stuck. So, I wonder how farmers in Europe deal with that with their hedges and all that rubbish. Keep going back to, again, from what I've been told, I'm a European designed piece of machinery here. German, again, from what I've been told. Like, how in the world do they farm over there with this thing? I don't think I can even farm on an American map with this, everyone. On an American farm. Let's forget the American map of the game. Just like a real-life American farm. I don't know. Like, yeah. And, one of the things you'll notice, probably one of the bigger differences on an American farm, everything tends to be bigger, more open. Same thing on roads, too. Bigger, wider, open roads. And I still don't think I could get this down. Well, the regular roads, I probably could. Though getting some of the field approaches might be interesting. You're going to have fun along here. I'm debating if we should just get the chainsaw out, and every time we get stuck, we just start cutting, but... Oh my goodness, this is, yeah. This is ridiculous. Now, technically, I suppose if you have a row crop planter with row markers, Evan, you're going to have to watch it with that as well, but... I always keep thinking I need to run the planter off the end of the field here, Evan. As we were kind of discussing earlier with this, you don't actually have to do that, because as long as this cultivator hits the edge, the cultivator's planting as well, one. And Giants actually has this set up here with 2 work zones. So you got a work zone on the cultivator here, and this cultivator, again, like I said, at least with the planter attached, is planting. And then the planter, of course, has a work zone as well, and it is also planting, which reminds me, let's just, real quick here, disconnect the planter. What's it do? Okay, so without the planter connected, Evan, it does actually cultivate. So no planter or seeder, it will cultivate. But if you have a planter or seeder on, then it will plant. Interesting. I wonder how they got the coding done on that. Because it's like an either or. You know, no seeder planter, cultivate. If you have a seeder or planter, well, then we are going to seed and plant. Again, you know, it depends which one you have connected, right? But could just buy that canola field right there, harvest that canola, because pigs will eat canola as well, if I remember correctly. I think the only one they don't eat is oats for some reason. One of those crops you don't see planted very often around where I live anymore, Evan. You know, it used to be back in the day, you see quite a few oats around, but not anymore. It's mostly, again, or at least around where I live, Evan, corn and beans primarily, with some wheat. And there's some mixture of other crops as well, but corn and beans is definitely like probably 80%, I would say. Maybe 90%, somewhere in there. Seems like most farmers have at least one or two, you know, winter wheat fields. And then out east of me here, we got some really low land where they do a lot of vegetables. Really rich black dirt, like black dirt. That one. Got to assume, you know, back in the day, of some sort of low bottom land of some sorts that, yeah, probably bottom of a lake bed or something. I don't know. Yeah, all low land. I'm assuming, you know, being the color black, it's probably really rich soil, I would assume. Usually kind of the color of your soil is usually a good indication of how rich it is. So I'd assume probably a lot of organic matter down that way. And like I said, they grow a lot of vegetables down there. A lot of specialized machinery you see for that type of operation. A lot of weird stuff, a lot of small stuff too. You don't see a lot of big. You're not seeing your John Deere 7, 8, 9Rs, 24-row planters, anything like that. Like I said, it's all small stuff. This GPS line does not look right. It did not set my 13.5, did it? Did I not set that to 13, Evan? Okay, then. Could have swore I set that to 13. Might have to go back and review the footage on that one. Too bad I don't have, like, a rewind button. OBS, I think, does have some sort of capability of, like, doing an instant replay type thing. I need the instant replay here. We'd have to go back couple minutes here, but like, can I get an instant replay on didn't I set that to 13 meters? I don't know. My brain is still a little bit foggy yet, everyone, so who knows. My energy levels are about 5% here, I would say, everyone. Again, you know, not trying to go into too much detail, but I spent way too much time on the white throne here the last few days. It was rough. It was rough. I don't know what. I don't know if I got sick with something or something disagreed with me. Like something I ate. I don't know what it was, Evan, but oh my goodness. So yes, that's why we had a couple missing. Actually, I think it was just one missing episode last week, I guess, right? Because I had some I was able to upload. But then, yeah. Watch. Hopefully, I've got a bunch of stuff going on this week. Hopefully, I will be able to record episodes. So just maybe I should probably mention this, Evan. If you don't see a couple more videos this week, it's because I got some other stuff going on, and I might not be able to record videos. I was hoping last week that I was going to kind of get myself a little bit of a backlog there. So just in case I didn't have time this week to record videos, well, I'd have, enough recorded. I only need like 3 recorded. Because Monday through Thursday this week, Evan, I'm not going to be around a whole lot, unfortunately. Fortunately, I guess. Got some volunteers. That may be voluntold. Volunteer work. We'll go with volunteer work. Sounds better, right? Might be more on the voluntold side, but you folks know what I mean by that, right? So anyway. So there won't be, it's worth probably noting too here. For anyone that watches the live streams, there won't be any live streams here this week either. I will not be around, like I said, Monday through Thursday a whole lot. Again, might not even be around enough to record videos, Evan. I'm hoping I will be. So hopefully we can keep the videos rolling, Evan. But if not, that will be why, Evan. I won't be around to record them. So, and I won't be around to live stream them either. Unfortunately, yeah, being sick there. Again, I don't know what I had. I won sick, whatever. Well, we'll just say I was sick with something. Had something last week. Something messed me up, whatever it was. Whatever it was, everyone. Yeah, last week was, like not a good timing for it. Because, this week here, like I said, it'll be busy. And then I was hoping to kind of get ahead a little bit last week. And that just did not happen. Of course, you folks probably too who watched the live streams realized I did not live stream at all last week. Like I was going to bed. Yeah. I made it to work every day last week, but that was about it. The brain was burning on fumes by the time I got home, and those fumes died, shall we say. Maybe a better analogy. We were burning on coals by the time we got home, at work. By the time the end of the workday came around, and then by the time we got home, the coals were out. Yeah, again, don't know what I had last week, but whatever it was, definitely one of the worst I've ever had. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it was rough. Losing my line here, don't I? There we go. Yeah, it was rough. And then, of course, I'm still trying to get over the sinus infection from, 2 months ago or whatever it was now. That still has not gone away. I don't know if you can hear it on my voice yet, but I'm still, congested. Probably doesn't help when it's allergy season for me. Usually the month of June is always really bad. Although I don't think it's allergies, Evan. I think it's 100% the sinus thing yet. I had here from, again, I think it was 2 months ago now. That just will not go away for the life of me. I mean, it's oh my goodness, when will the sinus bug I had go away? The sinuses just will not clear up. Which, again, I think I said at the time I had that sinus thing, I mean, that either was the worst or one of the worst sinus things I've ever had. It did not get much worse than that one, everyone. And I think I mentioned this in my video. I was talking to my wife. My wife gets into a lot of the medical stuff, too. I'm like, remind me why we gotta, produce mucus, right? I think that's what they call it. It's mucus. Why? I do know the basic answer on that one, but, someone explain to me why? Because there's, nothing... Well, I shouldn't say nothing good about it, but the normal function of it, yes. But beyond that, there is nothing good about the overproduction, allergies and colds and, yeah. Can I just, surgically have all that removed, Okay, anyway. That might be a surgery worth having, because can you imagine having, next time you get a head cold and, there's no mucus production, so, whatever. Seems like it serves of no value or purpose to me, but I'm sure there is a medical reason for it. That one just does not seem like a good one. And yeah, again, whatever that sinus infection I had here a few months ago, like I said, it was definitely the worst, I think. Might have had... I'm trying to think of a time when I had a worst one, and I cannot. Like, I was going through so much tissue, I was down to using rolls of toilet paper. Like, yeah, like, that's how bad it was here this past time. I'm like, yeah, we're resorting to toilet paper because it's out of tissue. Like, boxes of tissues. And, yeah. I think we actually ran out of toilet paper, too. It was bad. It was bad. As you folks seen, I think I missed, 2 weeks? It was 2 weeks of videos because of that one. And that was mainly because I couldn't talk either, so... And I call it a sinus infection or sinus thing, Evan. I say sinus thing because I think it was more than just a sinus infection. It had to have some sort of bioengineered thing, I think, or something, because... Yeah, like, and the brain fog and just, oh my goodness. And then I lost my voice, which, again, when I get sick, I don't lose my voice, you know. Talked about this here a few weeks ago, too, you know. It depending on the person, some people, when they get sick, right away, they lose their voice. I'm not one of those people. And when I get sick, I don't typically lose my voice. I might get all congested, and it might be a little hard to talk, but I don't lose my voice. Like, I lost my voice with this past one, which, again, is just weird for me. And then the brain fog, like, oh my goodness, like, couldn't string two thoughts together there for a couple days. Yeah. Okay, enough talking about sickness. Hope you folks are having a good day. I'm having a better day than I was here the last few days. Like I said, energy levels are still about 5%. Fortunately, no one else in the house has gotten this, so... Hopefully whatever I have here maybe wasn't contagious. Maybe it was just something I ate or what, but me and my sister are having serious disagreements. It's also, you know, speaking of serious disagreements, I'm having serious disagreements with my computer here today as well. It's been 4 days? I think it's been 4 days since I used my computer. I put it to sleep here a few days ago. Like, okay, I need to go record a video, and, well, what you folks did, that just never happened. I was gonna, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna put the computer to sleep. I'm gonna go rest a little bit. Hopefully I'll come back. I'll go record a Farm Sim episode. Yeah, that never happened. Never happened. So came back here today. I went to fire up my computer. It's like, oh, it's in sleep mode yet. Okay, well, okay. Just push the power button, wake it up from sleep. I don't know why. My keyboard and mouse do not wake it up from sleep. I don't know if I maybe set that or what. But I always got to bump the power button for it to turn back on from sleep. That way, you know, I think I actually set that now I think about it. Now, if you accidentally bump the keyboard, it doesn't wake up. I mean, push the keyboard, push the power button on the computer. Like, advantage one over the other. I like it that way, so that way you don't accidentally bump your keyboard or mouse and it just, oh, hey, it's back on. Like, whoa, no, I don't actually need you on. But anyway, went to turn my computer on, and a blue screen. I'm like, whoa, okay. That's weird. I don't know if I've had this computer blue screen before. But yeah, then, okay, we'll fire it back up. A blue screen again. I'm like, whoa, that's great. Anyway, after 2 blue screens, it did fire back up normally. I'm like, okay, good. That was starting to scare me a little bit. And then my mouse quit working. I'm like, what in the world? I think, was it last episode? Or was it episode before? We had a corrupt game XML file here from Farming Simulator. So I don't know what was up with that. Again, I haven't had to well, actually, the game did automatically, I guess. I went to start the game, and it said something about missing game XML. And it's like, do you want to restore it? Like, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's kind of an important one. But then, yeah, now today my mouse wasn't working. I'm like, what the heck is up with that? And I say it wasn't working. It would work, but then the my mouse, I've got a Corsair M65. None of the other functions on it were working, so I couldn't change the DPI, the button on the side. The button, it was like, what in the world? It's like the driver for us. It was just acting like a basic slow mouse. And when I say slow, it was like slow, like, oh my goodness, it's taking forever to get around, right? I don't reinstall the drivers for it, and it seems to be fine now. So strange. Time for a new computer, maybe. This one here is 2 years old now, I think. Something like that, maybe. For those who are curious what I'm running, maybe haven't heard me mention the specs here in a while. I know we always get new people on the channel, so if you're maybe new and haven't been around in a while, as far as computers go, I am running an Intel 13900KF. The KF simply means it does not have any sort of graphics on board. And then I'm running an RTX 3080. 64 gigs of RAM, if I remember correctly. So yeah, Intel 13900KF, 64 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 3080. Wouldn't mind maybe looking at some upgrades for that RTX 3080 here, but well, for those of you who looked at graphics card prices lately, yeah, might have to look at picking up another 2 or 3 jobs to pay for one of those things. Like, oh my goodness. I had a buddy, he sent me a link to a PC someone was selling on Marketplace. Whole PC. Let's see, it was a 14700, Intel 14700, 64 gigs of RAM with a 4080. They were selling it for $2,000. I'm like, whoa, that sounds like a pretty good deal. By the time I clicked on the link, though, it was already sold. I'm like, yeah, I bet. I'll bet. Someone selling a Intel 14700. That must have been K, I think. I don't know if it was K or KF. I think it was K, if I remember correctly. 14700K, 64 gigs of RAM, 1200 watt power supply, a 2 terabyte, I think it was NVMe, or M.2 NVMe, and then, like I said, an RTX 4080. RTX 4080. Like, whoa. Okay, when we're back, had to answer a phone call there, and then while I was answering the phone call, the boss baby woke up here as well, so we are also joined by the boss baby here now as well. He is awake and ready to wreak havoc. I mean, be a good baby, of course, yes, right. She's just smiling at me. She's got one tooth and a second tooth that is about to pop. So it's quite funny when she looks at you and smiles. It's, yeah. Yeah, that one little tooth sticking out, you know. Anyway, looking at the time here, it is about time to wrap it up here this episode as well. So that, I think we're going to wrap it up. How many folks have any comments or questions? Be sure to leave them down below. And as always, Evan, thanks for watching. Until next time.